food is tameh, you're allowed to use the oil which is not pure. But they went after the purity. They knew that the battle was because of purity. They couldn't take the holiness of the Jewish people. So they said, we're going to do it pure olive oil. But we have for one day, till we'll have 7 days of tahara, and then finally, the 8th day we can make pure oil. We'll trust in Hashem. Start with pure oil. We don't want to compromise. They had a miracle. And this became the miracle for all the years, almost now 2,000 years. The Jews light on Hanoucca the lamps. This is what we're commemorating. Why? Why not the battle? Biggest miracle ever. Giburim biyad halashim, Rabbim biyad me'atim. Impossible, the biggest, the most strongest and powerful nation in the world fighting a little, a few priests and Shiva boys. Yeshiva boys, they don't know how to hold the sword. Give them a sword, they hold it this way. They don't know what it's about. They went to fight the strongest armies of the world and they won. So why not commemorate that? No. Because you have to get to the core of the problem. What were they after? They didn't want to kill us. They didn't want to rule over the land. They're ruling over the world. Wherever they were, they appointed people from that country. You run the land, just pay us money. They didn't want to kill everybody. What do they want to do? To extinguish the light of Torah. To take the people away from religion, from emunah and bitahon. So it was spiritual war. They want to destroy us spiritually. So Hashem made the second miracle that the little jar lasted for 8 days to teach us throughout all the generations to remember what was it about. Light against darkness. Greek wisdom is darkness. The Torah is light. And they say put it on the doors, on the windows, people should see. Persumenisa. Why? Because people in the streets, they forget. Do you know that they forget or you don't know? Like, who created the Olympics? You've heard of the Olympics? You all know anything about it? Greeks. And till today, where does it start?
1804.
Huh?
1804?
Yeah, but where does it start? Every time. It starts on Mount Olympia. It's some sort of Avodah Zarah. They go and they light a torch and the games start. Olympics. Now, the modern Jewish state, they have to copy the Goyim, so they made also some sort of an Olympics. What do they call it? Maccabea. Maccabea. After Yohanan, Kohen Gadol and his 5 sons and all the yeshiva boys who didn't know how to hold a sword and how to fight, they were not athletes, they were not muscle men, they were not fighters. As it says in the Al Nisim, you're going to read it. Halashim, me'atim, oske toratecha. So people turn things around. So the battle became the main thing. And that became the big miracle. Hashem didn't want that to happen. Light. Outside they must know what the story is. The story is the light of Torah defeated Greek philosophy, defeated Greek culture, defeated all the gods of the Greeks which they invented from their minds. It was a victory of light over darkness. And that's what Hanoucca is about. So now, people say, oh, that's very nice, okay. That was in the past. But they don't realize the Tum'ah is coming out through the internet, through smartphones, through all sorts of videos and garbage from the world, from wherever it's coming, Hollywood, Paris. They're out to get us. How do we fight back? Not with armies. Hakol kol Yaakov ve'adayim yedei Esav. We fight with our voices. We fight praying. We fight with Torah. We fight with our mitzvot. We fight with our kedusha, with our holiness. They wanted to uproot from us holiness. We have to be a holy nation. This week's parasha, Yosef HaTzadik, he was put to a very difficult test. He was more or less raped by Potiphar's wife. And he guarded himself in holiness. He protected his holiness. And that's the light of the Jewish nation, holiness. That's why it has to be pure. It had to be pure olive oil. Because everything we do with purity. We do with holiness. We connect to Hashem. You're here to learn Torah. You'll have to put every ounce of your strength into learning Torah. Everything in the world is garbage. The only precious thing in the world is Torah. Torah is beautiful. Torah is wow. But you have to work to get there. If you think by learning superficially you're going to see the beauty of Torah, you're wrong. You have to use your brains. So you have to know, the billionaires have no brains. No brains. They make money. All of them left school. And when they were young, no degrees, no high, no highs. They have all the professors working for them for a wage. And they're taking the billions, putting it in the bank, because Hashem is giving them bracha. So brains is not for money. I know all the billionaires. They help us for the yeshiva. They help Rabbi David. I merited to know his grandfather was a holy man. Just to see him, it's like seeing the light of the world. Brains were given to study Torah in depth. The millionaires tell me, when I use my brains, I lose money. I make a mistake, I hit the jackpot. It's all mazal, it's all bracha. It's nothing to do with planning and thinking. I can give you the names, I don't want to insult them, I know them all. One after, I'll give you the names, they're all uneducated people. They write me a letter, every word is spelling mistake. Every word. So brains is not for being successful. Emunah and bitahon. They will tell you everything is a miracle. I don't know. I did this, boom. What happened? I don't know. It's miracles. So we're in this very special generation, in very difficult times, lots of nisyonot. The tum'ah is all around us, and it's not only from Greece or Rome. Today it's from everywhere. Today they're opening up the world. All the tum'ah of the Middle East, they're making it now available. Come. Tonight they made peace with Morocco. So all those who ran to Dubai are changing the tickets to run to Morocco. They want to go to Casablanca. I'm just saying, Ashreyos bebetecha. We have to be happy that we're sitting in yeshiva and learning. Ashrenu matov helkenu. That's what it's about. Torah is the greatest thing in the world. And that's the message of Hanoucca. So now I'm going to give a bracha to all these wonderful boys. Mi shaberach avotenu gideshim. Abraham, Yitzhak veYaakov. Hu yishmo v'mitzvo v'gadel lemala lemala. כל הבחורים היקרים שלומדים תורה במסירות נפש ורוצים להיות שמחים בעבודת השם ולבנות בתים נאמנים בישראל ולמצוא את בנות זוגיהם האמיתיים יזכו לבנים ובנות בריאים ושלמים בתים כל ההצלחות והברכות אמן כן יהי רצון